From England and France to Italy and Germany, there are lots of cities in Europe that are known for their museums, restaurants, nightlife, and buildings. With so many great options, it can be hard to choose the best places to visit in Europe. There are city breaks with interesting history and culture, getaways in nature with beautiful scenery and unique natural parks, and some of the best places for a relaxing beach vacation with the whole family. We hope that this video will help you decide. This video will list a mix of actual European tourist landmarks as well as European cities. Without further ado, here are the top 10 places to visit in Europe this year. Number 10. Neuschwanstein Castle. The Bavarian Alps are home to Neuschwanstein Castle, which is often called a fairy tale castle. Some people think that the castle in Disney's Sleeping Beauty was based on Neuschwanstein. The castle was built in the 19th century and has a Romanesque revival style. Neuschwanstein overlooks the Hohenschwangau Valley, so Neuschwanstein is also close to the German town of Füssen, which is another popular tourist spot. Inside Neuschwanstein Castle is a walled courtyard with a very beautiful garden. It even has a cave that was made for it. The inside of Neuschwanstein Castle is just as beautiful as the outside. Even though only 14 of the castle's rooms were finished, the ones that were completed are stunning and breathtaking to see. Neuschwanstein is now Germany's most visited castle and one of the most visited places in the world. More than 1,300,000 people pass through its gate every year. Number 9. Venice, Italy. Venice is a beautiful place. It definitely is a cliché, but once you see the city on the water for yourself, you'll definitely agree. As soon as you walk out of the Santa Lucia train station, you will see the beautiful Grand Canal. The main draw of this city of canals is its magical atmosphere, but there are also a lot of other things to do, including a visit to St. Mark's Basilica as well as the Doge's Palace, which offers quite a bit of the city's history. The Gallery dell'Accademia has paintings by Titian, Veronese, and other famous Venetian artists, and the Teatro La Fenice puts on operas that are known all over the world. There is no lack of great places to stay while you are visiting the city. These include the Cipriani, a Belmont hotel in Venice, the Gritti Palace, a luxury collection hotel in Venice, and the Ca di Dio, just to name a few. The best times of the year to visit Venice are from September to November, when most tourists are not there. Even though the temperatures there range from the upper 30s to the mid-70s during this time of the year, it's worth it because the hotel prices are lower and the canals are dry. Number 8. Dubrovnik, Croatia. You've probably never heard of the sun-kissed city of Dubrovnik, which is also known as the Pearl of the Adriatic. It gets a lot of tourists every year, who are amazed by its unique location on the water and its nice old town. Dubrovnik is the most historic city on the coast of the Adriatic Sea. If you love history, the best things to do in Dubrovnik are walk along the Straton or along the city walls. Visit the statue of writer Marin Držić. While you are touring the city, make sure to test your balance on a carved stone face that's sticking out of one of the buildings along the city walls, but be careful not to hurt yourself. Did you get caught up in the craze over Game of Thrones? We don't blame you, so did we. It's one thing to watch the show on HBO, and another to go on a tour in Croatia to see where Game of Thrones was actually filmed. There are a lot of them in the country, and Dubrovnik is no different. If you are a fan of the show, the Game of Thrones tour is a must. If you're wondering, is it worth going to Dubrovnik? The answer is a resounding yes. If a city is labeled the Pearl of the Adriatic, you should definitely visit it. The culture is intriguing, the sunsets are absolutely gorgeous, and the views of the city are some of the finest in the world. What else can we say? Number 7. Paris, France. Paris has everything, so it's as close to a must-see in Europe as there is. Every corner has food, history, art, culture, and beautiful sights. Located in the north of France, Paris is considered the country's fashion and glamour city and, of course, the capital of the country. The closest big cities to Paris are Brussels, 300 kilometers, or 3.5 hours by car, and London, 470 kilometers. You can easily get to either city by taking the Eurostar train, 3.5 hours, or driving, 6 hours, through the Channel, which goes under the English Channel. Any trip to Paris should include at least a couple of these must-dos: a visit to the Louvre Museum and the Eiffel Tower, a trip up to the Montmartre district to see the beautiful Sacré-Cœur Basilica and its magnificent views, and a cruise down the Seine, which is especially beautiful at dusk when the buildings are lit from below and the Eiffel Tower sparkles. There are so many great neighborhoods in Paris that it's hard to pick just one as the best place to stay. For first-time visitors, we recommend staying in a central area near the Seine, which is very safe and close to the most popular tourist attractions, restaurants, shops, and famous landmarks. April, May, June, October, and early November are the best times to visit Paris. During these times, the weather is warm but not too hot, and there aren't as many tourists as there are in the summer. From fine dining to vibrant city life, to a beautiful yet historic city view, one can never go wrong visiting Paris, France. Number 6. Lofoten, Norway. The Lofoten Islands are one of the most beautiful groups of islands in the world. This place is unlike anywhere else on Earth because it has dramatic and imposing beauty everywhere you look. Here, big, beautiful mountains meet beaches with bright white sand. There are fishing villages along the coast, and hiking trails go through some of the most beautiful places in Europe. The Lofoten Islands are located within the Arctic Circle, in the north of Norway. These islands are a great place to go if you like scenic drives, hiking, taking pictures, and being outside. On the islands, some of the best things to do are take scenic drives, go hiking, see the midnight sun or the northern lights, go to the beach, and check out the fishing towns and villages, to name a few things. Spring, summer, and fall are the best times to visit the Lofoten Islands. It's best to not visit during the winter, when it's dark most of the time and will hinder you from experiencing those magnificent views. Summer has the longest days and the warmest weather. If you want to see the midnight sun, midsummer is the best time to go. The spring and fall are the best times to see the northern lights. Although Lofoten is a relatively small and compact archipelago where you can drive from one end to the other in just a few hours, it has great places to eat, play, and stay, all in front of some of the most magnificent views you will ever experience. Before we continue with the next 5 top places to visit in Europe this year, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell button so that you'll be the first to know when we put out more travel information videos such as this one. Number 5. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Don't get us wrong. We love Paris, London, and other big cities, but we think Ljubljana is a must-see capital city. Slovenia's capital and biggest city, it has become the center of the country's culture, education, economy, politics, and government. With only 293,000 people, Ljubljana is one of the smallest capital cities in Europe. It's never busy, but it's also never dull. Interestingly, the dragon is the city's symbol. You will see dragons everywhere, on bridges, in graffiti, at the Ljubljana Castle, and as decorations on buildings and railings. Some of the city's main attractions include Ljubljana Castle, the Dragon Bridge, the Prešernov Trg Square, the Cathedral Church of St. Nicholas, and Town Hall, just to name a few places. If you love being around nature, you won't want to miss out on visiting the Krizna Cave and Piran, the Postojna Cave, and the breathtaking Alpine Lakes. If you love trying out different foods, then make sure to also take the Top Ljubljana Foods Day Tour, which will provide you with a guide that will take you to a few restaurants in the city center that locals like, and let you try the best of the best. To get the most out of this city, you should plan ahead. You can see the most important places in Ljubljana in one day, or you can take it easy for 2 days and get to know this city well. Number 4. The White Cliffs of Dover. The White Cliffs of Dover might be better known as a famous landmark than as a city or town. The White Cliffs are on the English coast near the Strait of Dover and the border with France. The 350-foot high cliff face is made of chalk with streaks of black flint that were put there during the late Cretaceous. This gives the cliff face a striking look. The White Cliffs of Dover are a great place to spend a day or a weekend, especially if you're coming from London. They have beautiful views of the English Channel, provide great walking and hiking along the cliffs, and there's easy access to many other of Kent's attractions. The White Cliffs of Dover are a classic English landmark, and a lot of post-war history can be found there. If it's getting late and you want to stay near the White Cliffs, the Travelodge Dover is one of the most affordable places to stay. The Seaside Chalet and the St. Margaret's Hotel are also close by. The summer is the best time to visit the White Cliffs. This is especially true if you want to walk along the White Cliffs, see the view of France, or go to the beach in Kent before or after. So, if you just want to get out of the city and breathe some fresh air, it's hard to pass up these giants of the coast as part of a great day trip. Number 3, Tellaro, Italy. Rome, Milan, Venice, and Florence are all big cities with a lot of history and monuments to see. But what if you want to spend time in Italy in a cozy way? Some place where you can feel the warmth of the Italian culture. Then you should visit Tellaro, a small village in Italy. This beautiful fishing village is one of Italy's best-kept secrets and is on a list of the country's 100 most beautiful villages. From Larissai, the next big village over, the best way to get to Tellaro is by bus, car, or bike. You can drive to Tellaro from either Pisa or Florence. Or, you could rent a car from any of the airports. The Villa Tregia is a great place to stay in Tellaro. This cute villa with French doors that open right onto the Mediterranean Sea is like a dream. There, you can go to the beach, walk to town, go hiking, and eat some more. Since you're in Italy, you should try as much of its food as you can. The Ristorante Gambero Nero and the Forno in Piazzetta are both great places to eat. April to May or mid-September to mid-October are the best times to visit this beautiful place. If you are visiting Italy, you have to make room to visit Tellaro to make some of the best memories of your life. Number 2, Madeira, Portugal. People often call the island of Madeira, which is in the Atlantic Ocean near Africa, the Hawaii of Europe. It is an autonomous region of Portugal, just like the Azores. Approximately 250,000 people reside on the island, and the capital, Funchal, is actually the hometown of soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not shocking that more than 1 million people visit Madeira every year. Not only is it one of the safest places to visit in the world, but tourists can also enjoy a summer-like climate all year round, beautiful scenery, and beaches that look like they belong in the tropics. Aside from the beautiful views, Funchal's famous food, and the relaxing promenades, the island has a lot to offer those who are more active and adventurous. You can go levada walking, mountain walking, hiking, sailing, dolphin and whale watching, scuba diving, big game fishing, canyoning, surfing, and paragliding, to name just a few of the activities available to you on the island. The best places to visit in Madeira are the capital, Funchal, and the cities of Calheta, Porto Moniz, Camara de Lobos, and Machico. In each of these parts of the island, there are beautiful parks and gardens with exotic flowers, seascapes with blue water and tall cliffs, and small, rural villages in quiet valleys. Madeira has to be on your list of places to visit if you want to see the best of what Europe has to offer. Number 1, Graz, Austria. Graz, Austria's second largest city with a 250,000 population, is by no means a huge metropolis, yet it is one of the country's best-kept secrets. This medieval city in Styria's southern section has a lot to offer, especially for foodies, history fans, and environment lovers. Graz has a plethora of activities and landmarks to explore. The city's main feature is a stunning bluff accessible to the center via steps, a funicular, and a glass lift. The Kunsthaus Graz is one of its most well-known attractions. Locals refer to this world-class contemporary art venue as the Friendly Alien, which was designed by British architects Peter Cook and Colin Fournier. The structure is characteristic Cook, a photovoltaic skinned seductive biomorphic blob that is both at odds with and poetically within its pure historic surroundings. Other notable sites are the Murancell Bridge, the Andra Art Church, the Schlossberg, and the Eggenberg Palace. Graz Renaissance gardens and Baroque mansions harken back to adjacent Italy. With a handful of edgily modern buildings, a bustling cultural scene, and an enthusiastic, student-fueled nightlife, there's a young spirit here as well. The quickest and most costly method to go to Graz is by rail from London, beginning with the Eurostar. Graz' relatively tiny airport, GRZ, Flughafen Graz, doesn't have many international connections, mostly serving locations in Germany and the Netherlands. Thus, if you wish to go by air, a connecting flight with Lufthansa or KLM is probable. Graz also has excellent train links to neighboring countries and cities. Between May and September is the ideal season to visit Graz for the most consistent weather. Summer temperatures average approximately 26 degrees Celsius, or 79 degrees Fahrenheit, during the day, and 15 degrees Celsius, or 59 degrees Fahrenheit, at night. Overall, Graz, Austria, is a true hidden gem that you shouldn't overlook if you are thinking about taking a trip to Europe. What did you think of our list? Are there any other locations that we missed that should have been on this list? Or any of these locations you have visited or are planning to visit? Let us know in the comments section below, and we promise to reply back to your comments as we love receiving them. In the meantime, if you feel like you got value from this video, then please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you on our next video.